After a seemingly endless trip, we finally reached the promised land of the Hisao summer house. Even after the train trip, the walk-up seemed to take forever. Despite my grumblings though, I had never guessed the sight that would be in store for us once we travelled that long, deserted road. It's not a bad house. We've got the classic farmhouse sort of letterbox there with the flag thing you stick up when there's mail on it. We've got a hose over here, hose reel. What's the point in the hose reel if you've got the hose hooked over a fence post? I see no point in that, it's just wasted money. Could have spent that on maybe doing up a paint job around the side of the house, you know, it's kind of budget. It's got a few chips. Take it, this is the garage there. It looks to be a one-car garage. We've got a fire over here. That's not a bad house. However, there does need to be quite a bit of gardening done. There's quite a few weeds here. No one's done the gardening in quite some time. I'm very appalled at that. But hey, I'm nitpicking. It looks more like a farmhouse than the everyday house I'd imagine. Small in size and surrounded by trees and bushes. An empty expanse of wheat fields and farming land can be seen as we walk up the fencing, only consisting of rickety old wooden planks. It really drives home how far we are from the major cities, and it's a sight that feels antithetical to the environment I grew up in. The only thing that doesn't surprise me is its western styling. Wow, it's amazing out here. It's wonderful. It's nice to hear. While Kira may have said that she kept the house in reasonable condition, I was worried that we might have different standards of reasonable. It's true. It looks like there isn't another Salt Miles, and I thought Akira would be the type to keep to the city. Well, hey, when she wants to have time alone with her boyfriend, she might want to stay away from other people. I'm just saying, you know. Lilly furrows her brow in thought, seemingly recalling almost forgotten knowledge. From memory, there's a small town not too far ahead. Other than that though, there is largely just old farmland. Akira and I stayed in our parents' house, which was near a city for a while, but after they left we decided to move into a smaller, more easily maintainable house. To find a place like this in Japan nowadays, it's kind of anachronistic. Kind of looks where I live, to be honest. Well, this town does have quite a bit of history. I looked down the street one last time before getting back to the task at hand. Shall we go in there? I'm parched. It was a long walk to get here. Lily gives an enthusiastic nod, three of us lugging our bags into the house. Aw, yeah? Everything else seems quite old-fashioned apart from this couch. It's very 70s with the whole purple polka dot thing. As soon as we set foot inside, Kanako and I start looking around, taking in every detail of where we'll be staying for the next few days. All the artifacts of another's life stop mid-motion and around the house, such as the television guide lying beside the counter it was on, and pans in the adjoining kitchen still sitting on the stove. It's a strange feeling, really, as if we're stepping into Akira's life for a brief moment, before leaving in a couple of days just as we'd come. Of course, the more mundane reality is that she just hasn't cleaned up after herself that well. Where should we put our bags? I'll show Hanako our bedroom. You can put yours here if you'd like. Oh, well, don't tell me I'm sleeping on the fucking couch. You mean I don't have the same bedroom as you two? Hanako flowers into a full blush as Lily takes her cheek in her hand. Oh my, how bold. You two... Hold on. If I'm to leave my bags here, where will I be sleeping? Well... seeing as we lack a guest bedroom... Oh, it's a futon, sorry. Convertible futon, huh? Sorry, Hisao. Damn it! Thought I was sleeping with two beautiful girls. I sigh. Good try though, Sal. Good try. Lamenting my place on the bottom rung of sleeping location priorities. Guess there's no other choice. Man, we'd only just arrived and I'm already in the dog box. This sucks. Lilly leaves to show Hanako to their bedroom, so I take a small tour of my surroundings after I drop my bag on the floor. Oh yeah? This isn't a bad kitchen. The kitchen, just like the living room, is fairly modest. The rustic nature of the wooden furnishings drives home just how far we are from civilization. Could do with maybe a lacquer or, you know, something to spice up these shelves and cupboards. The look of it bland, just being naked pine. Like this. Returning to the living room, I decide to try out the television until they get back. With a touch of the remote, it immediately flickers to life, apparently set to a news channel. Almost flopping down from exhaustion rather than sitting, I lay back and watch. Just like any guy would do. New house, oh, what's the first thing we do? Turn on the telly. Yeah. And watch. And watch. And watch. Oh. And watch. Hisao. Hey, oh wow. It's night time. I quickly blink to wake myself up, Lilly and Hanako having returned minus their bags. From the Hokkaido night sky visible outside the windows, it looks like I drifted off to sleep. Looking to the wall-mounted clock, it's already 10. Wow, man. You found the television then? Yeah, it really does feel nice and homey here. I'm glad you like it, homie. Oh, that was a terrible pun. That was a very punny pun. God, that was horrible. You were already out like a light when we came back after unpacking our things, so we didn't have the heart to wake you sooner. We did also rape you when you were asleep. Judging from her giggle, I must sound funny when I sleep. I swiftly decide not to inquire. There's some dinner waiting for you in the kitchen. Nako gives a deep yawn, only just remembering don't make me yawn. To cover her mouth at the last second. No, I've managed to stop it. Alright, good. My, are you tired? I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm pretty tired too. It was a long walk up here and it's getting late. If that's the case, I suppose we should retire for the night. Good night, Hisao. No, fuck that. I want to sleep in your guys' bed. This sucks. I want to sleep on the damn futon. Good night. Night. Aw. This sucks. With that, they quietly turn and walk back to their bedroom. Rubbing my eyes, I sigh. I wonder if I'll be able to get back to sleep after being woken up. I suppose I'll eat something and watch some more TV quietly before going to bed. Is there someone in my house? I thought I heard the door open. Huh. Oh. If you hear me get stabbed, call the police. Is he still sleeping? I think so. I'm not. I am, however, incredibly tired. It's getting late in the morning. I know that. He likely stayed up to watch television. I could hear it from our bedroom. I don't know why I'm whispering. Only because I couldn't get to sleep. Should we wake him? Don't do that, Hanako, please. Hisao! Wake up! Fuck. No, we should leave him. I doubt he'd want to be woken early if he didn't get much sleep during the night. Oh, good girl, Lilly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Lilly. Besides, he sounds so peaceful. It would be a shame to wake him when he's like this. Aww. Keep a straight face, Hisao. It is nice she cares so much, though. Hanako, could you go to the fridge and fish out what's needed to make lunch? Alright, just the vegetables and rice? That should be enough. We only need something simple, as we can eat in town later. Hanako's footsteps on the carpeted floor can be heard, moving away from the living room as they do. I feel Lily's hand gently rest on my chest. Aww. It takes a titanic effort not to react, but something about her makes me think she knows I'm awake. A long silence passes. The only thought in my mind is of that gentle outstretched hand lying upon my chest. After an indiscernible amount of time, Lily withdraws her hand. Good morning, Hisao. Oh, she knew. Yeah, she knew. Conceding defeat all too easily, I prop myself up and rub my eyes. If that was me... How'd you know? If that was me, I would have had a massive smile. Smile, right? That's what I was gonna say. Smile on my face. Not something else. Your breathing was off. Oh. Well, that makes sense. She couldn't have needed that long to work it out. Knowing her hearing, she likely knew before laying her hand on me. Ah. If you want to sleep more, you should really go to bed earlier. I heard the television going long into the night. Well, maybe if you let me sleep with you two, I'd have a more comfortable bed to sleep on and I would get to sleep earlier. Just saying. Sorry about that. My medications have been interfering with my sleep for a while now. Even if I'm tired, I have trouble actually sleeping. I need a drink. Gone this far without a drink, I'd say that's pretty successful. I'm sorry for bringing it up, Hisao. I sigh. This is exactly the kind of thing I wish others wouldn't do. Wave her off. Nah, it's cool. Oh, shit. Yeah, I need to save. Save. Okay. So we need to either address it or... I mean, it seems as if we're pretty close to Lily now, so we can address it, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, no, I don't want to wait. Yeah, let's address it. Come on, you worry about me more than I do at times. It just means I have to sleep a bit longer, that's all. But still... I'd say that I look absolutely fine, but I guess that wouldn't have a lot of meaning for you. She gives a sigh of consternation before trailing off with an amused chuckle, giving up the point. If you say so, please do take care of yourself, Hisao. Go on, Hanako could use some help. She moves to protest, but reluctantly acquiesces and disappears into the kitchen, her hand running along the smooth white walls as she slowly walks. For a while I sit and watch television in an attempt to wake myself a little more, but it's futile. I don't have anything better to do, so I follow Lily's lead. As I round the corner, I see Hanako and Lily's back turned quietly, cutting food on the granite-coloured counter. I am temporarily engrossed as I watch Lily guiding the knife down carefully with a finger on the cabbage she's cutting, each slice delivered slowly but with precision. If she didn't have a knife in her hand, I would put my hands around her hips right now, but she does, so that's my opinion anyway. She seems a little slow, but considering that she can't see what she's doing, it's a small wonder she can cook at all, let alone for both her and Hanako. Hi, Hanako, Lily, want any help? Is that Hisao? Ah! Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, morning Hisao. Oh, this is not good. Lily jerks back in surprise before turning around, her yelp immediately drawing Hanako and I to her side. What's... A small trickle of scarlet falls downward from her pale fingertip, the knife having cut just deep enough to draw blood. Oh god. With the television sound making my footsteps, she must not have noticed me coming. To compensate for having to use touch to guide everything she does during cooking, she must need to pay extra attention. Oh, you've fucked everything, Hisao. You've fucked the dog. You have fucked the dog. Oh god. You know, the only solution to this is to kiss it better. She will love you. Lily! Don't worry, Hanako. It's just a small wound, but it does still need kissing better, so... You should still get a band-aid on it, at least until it stops bleeding. First aid stuff would be in the bathroom, right? I think so. Will you be okay here, Hanako? Or are they both gonna go? I frown at how little heed she's paying to herself as Hanako gives a quick, almost automatic nod. It's fine, I can keep making lunch. Ooh. Are we gonna have a shower together? No, no. Oh, sorry. I'm just dying. An awkward silence reigns as I set a bottle of antiseptic and box of band-aids on the side of the sink, Lily's finger held out for me to treat. The lid of the bottle comes off with minimum of resistance, and the small ball of cotton I soak in the liquid stains a pale green. Okay, hold still, this'll probably hurt a bit. She gives a small nod as I take hold of her hand to steady it. With all the tenderness I can muster, I gently bring the dampened wad to the small red line. Ah! What, I barely touched it. Sorry. I give a sigh both at her reaction and to settle my own nerves. Her pain tolerance is startlingly low. I would tell you to man up, but I can't really do that. I'll just go get you a cup of cement. You can harden the fuck up, Lily. As she gives a small giggle, I take advantage of her momentary distraction and gently press the cotton against her finger a few times. Thankfully, it's enough to do the job. We both settle somewhat as I bring the band-aid over the tip of her finger, covering the wound while making sure not to get it stuck to her fingernail. There, finished. You can move now. Taking her hand from mine, she gently clasps it in the other. Thank you. It's no problem. It's the least I can do after causing you to hurt yourself, after all. She lowers her head slightly at the apology, absent-mindedly rubbing her hand in what seems to be embarrassment. I really don't mind. Her answer doesn't seem to make much sense, given that what happened is pretty clearly my fault. I can't help grimacing at her, despite the fact that her dainty smile still holds. She must not like being reminded of the limitations her lack of sight imposes on her. Oh, really? You just figured that out now, Hisao. It's something I can't possibly fault her for. I've fallen prey to the same kind of feelings before, despite my condition not being nearly as ubiquitous in my life. Neither of us any the happier. We head back to the various smells of cooking food coming from the kitchen. Oh god, tell me Hanako's not burnt the kitchen. We're not on fire yet. Oh, that's a touchy subject. I shouldn't really go on there. I lay out the plates of food, steam slowly rising from the well-cooked rice and curry dishes while Hanako lays out the cutlery. Oh, she did a good job. Good job, Hanako. Knife one side, fork on the other. Western, how perfectly fitting for someone like Lily. I can guarantee you I am the only person... Oh, sorry, I'm right-handed, and I'm the only right-handed person that has knife on the left-hand side and fork on the right. Everyone else has fork on the left-hand side and knife on the right. Yeah, I'm weird like that. As we take our seats, taking careful heed of the dark red tablecloth hanging below our knees, Lily emerges from the kitchen. In her hands are 3 glasses and a bottle of wine. Yeah! As I recall our previous run-in with the devilish elixir, I hide my face in my palm. Facepalm. Alcohol? Seriously? Why not? We're on holiday, Hisao. Don't be such a fucking stuck-up Nancy. Negative Nancy. She pauses as she reaches the table, a playful grin perched on her face. I think Akira's gotten to her. Akira specifically gave permission to take bottle from her collection. Ooh, must be good. Must be good stuff if it's Akira's collection. Not only does she give alcohol to minors, she even lets them pilfer their own. The perfect model of a responsible adult, Akira is not. Ah, I like Akira. Akira's cool, man. More to the point, though, is that this is hardly a meal deserving of alcohol. I'm starting to think Lily's the type to easily become hooked on things. It's not really the problem. I don't really have any qualms with it. But didn't you have a bad experience with it last time? Hey, bro, she was with you. She can't have had a bad experience. Last time was likely due to drinking too much, so a single glass shouldn't prove a problem. Think of it as a learning experience. I can't recall many learning experiences that made me feel rotten before putting me to sleep, but I'll take your word for it. She dips an uninjured finger inside to feel the liquid level, tip against the bottom as the liquid rises up. I hope she washed her hands. The white of her finger almost seems to glow as the sunlight hits it, the delicate outline blurred and refracted by the glass. Her fingers are definitely longer than mine, the kind I'd think more suited to a pianist than a pianist. She'd likely have done well if she'd learned how to play. We quickly dig into our meal, forks and knives clattering against plates. None of us are particularly eager to speak while eating. Lilly altogether too reserved for such a thing, Hanako probably too shy to start a conversation, and I too busy savouring the food. Fair enough. Such a pedestrian activity, eating together at a table. It seems so utterly normal, yet it makes me realise how long it's been since I've done something like this. Just the three of us, sitting around a single table, eating as if we were a malformed family. Maybe this trip, as far away from everything as we are, was worth it. Damn right it was worth it. It takes quite a long time, but eventually we all finish our surprisingly filling meal. The wine, thankfully, has little effect given we'd only had a glass or two each. I slump back into the seat, rubbing my stomach contently. I'm stuffed. Lilly pats her mouth with a napkin. Twice. Sorry. Only twice, and with evenly timed intervals in between. It's hard to tell sometimes whether how she acts in a well-trained routine or a well-rehearsed act. I think I must be as well. Did you like it, Hanako? It was good, bro. It was delicious. Now that we're well fed, shall we be off? Off where? You weren't privy to the discussion before Hanako and I earlier? I get the impression that she's having a subtle dig at my sleeping in. We'll be going into the town nearby. I guess I should have expected two girls to take a holiday as an excuse to go shopping, no matter where on the planet they may be. I am interested to see more around the north though, so this can only be a good thing. Sounds good. How long's the walk in then? It's supposed to be around a mile to a mile and a half. Nearby, huh? Great. Just great. As we climb up the path surrounded by trees and undergrowth, I watch Lilly and Hanako walking ahead. The slight breeze all but whisks away the sound of Lily's cane gently tapping on the ground. I notice that Lily's since removed the band-aid now that the bleeding of her finger has stopped. A deep, lung-filling breath of the fresh country air makes me wish all the harder that the air around home had been quite so clean. God, I love those CO2 emissions in the city. It can't have even been half a mile, but I'm already working up a sweat. It isn't a pleasantly cool day though, so I shouldn't be too hard on myself for it. Maybe you should have went jogging with Emmy a few more times, you know. Get your fitness up a bit. Hey Lilly, how well do you know this town anyway? Since I spent quite a few of my vacations here, up until I entered Yamaku, I'd say I know it fairly well. We used to drive there once a weekend. How I wish Akira was here to drive us now. I quickly take a moment to rub my hands a couple of times, starving off the oddly cold feeling in them. Did you like it up here? I'd say it was nice during winter, but as you can work out, summers get a little too hot for comfort. It's nice and quiet at least. My family's real house is quite far south. When they left Japan, my parents gave it to Akira and I. Oh wow. Only Akira lives there now, after my moving into Yamaku. They must be rich. Well, quite certainly describes this place. Though lonely is how I'd put it. Other than the prophesied small town, there isn't another soul for miles around. Coming from a home nestled deep within the big city, it's certainly different. I think that if I'd not come to Yamaku, staying out of the country like this would be too much of a change to get used to. After getting accustomed to the school's isolation though, the idea of living in a place such as this has become almost inviting, just to be somewhere away from the hustle and bustle of the metropolitan centres.